It's okay. Right, it's the next main road. I think there's a little one here. But we keep to the big road where then we will not. So it's the next on the right. Yeah, I can see this one on the map. I know where we are. We're probably about 4 or 5 miles out, but it's it's a very tense journey because we've got to make exactly the right moves at the right time and follow Google Earth basically, so from above to recognise everything, every feature. But we're getting there.
So we're making our way up Karahan Tepe now. We actually did find it. Very pleased about that. So we're just literally parked right up on the tepe on the hill. Already found flints up here, so I'm going to keep an eye out, especially for any sort of shaped, carved stones, because this could be a very important site.
Right, as I say, they're slightly smaller, which means they're going to be slightly later than the Göbekli ones. So we're talking 8,000, 8,500 BC. So let me try and get the alignment on this one. We've got some kind of stone avenue here, if not a row.
South over there.
Yeah, I said 190, didn't I?
Yeah. Start again.
Which we just right through that stone there to that one there.
So we just took a few readings here at Karahan Tepe. We just noticed this stone alignment, which has kind of really grabbed our attention because it's just off south. It's like 190, 200 degrees, which is kind of interesting. Just over that side is where we're going to look for the quarry and the big stone still in situ, which kind of fascinates me. But it's unusual to have these T-shaped pillars in alignments like this. You know, because obviously at Göbekli and other places they're always in circles or ovoids, so fascinating. This looks like the top of a T-shaped pillar here at Karahan Tepe. It's kind of parallel to the ones in the avenue over there.
Maybe some kind of entrance. Yeah, that's it. Look, it's an entrance, and then this stone is on the right as you walk along here or out. And there's another one there. Yeah, in fact that's part of it. Look, it's
kind of a dromos.
Yeah, it's like a dromos. Yeah, exactly.
This alignment is what it is.
Yes, it's probably part of some kind of dromos. You're right. Okay, well we'll get down there in a minute. Right, that's part of a. God, and it's being used as a. Here we have part of a window stone or a so-called porthole stone. I've not seen this before, so we'll measure this. It's actually being used as the edging for a fire. So something that is 10,000 years old at least, and is carved, and is a piece of prehistoric art, is actually being used, you know, to shield a fire in the modern day, which is very, very strange. Right, we're standing on the east side of Karahan at the moment, and just to the side of me we have a T-shaped stone with a little hole in the top of it, coincidentally probably, and this would seem to have formed part of a processional path that probably ended at the high point just behind me on the top of the hill, and probably started at the bottom and snaked its way up from the bottom through a series of double stones, which probably included these ones here. There are probably 2 here, I would say, and I'm not saying every single one of them is part of this. Obviously there is another 2 here. We're going through here and then through here and then down again. There's another one here, and then going all the way down to the bottom of the hill, and there are T-shaped stones leading all the way into the valley. And I think that in the past people may have started in the valley and moved their way up to the high point in a snake formation, and that the snake is the most predominant image on the stones that have been found here. And if you think of Avebury in southern England, where you have two avenues snaking their way in and one out, I think it's a similar thing here, although at the moment we've only found one of these avenues, I think. But to me it does make sense that this formed some kind of symbolic snake going to the top of the hill.
So I'm down the far eastern edge, down the bottom of Karahan Tepe. Behind me is what looks like an enclosure, a classic Göbekli Tepe style enclosure, a circle of stones. And going up the hill, we have like two stones parallel to each other, going left. There's some on the left, there's some on the right, there's some on the left, like a kind of serpent trail going up the hill to the main site at the top. So it's a fascinating style here, so it'd be fascinating to see what's actually underneath here. Dowsing is being done, so we'll see what the dowsers have to say. So absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah, this is one of those sites which is a real enigma.
Right, this is a fragment of what's known as a porthole stone. This is essentially a prehistoric window, or at least a door frame, and examples have been found at Göbekli Tepe, either circular or rectangular. This one appears to be rectangular, and what is it? It's essentially a window to another world. I mean, stepping through it, you're probably stepping from the outside of the enclosure inside the enclosure, whether this would have been set vertically in a wall or horizontally, on the top of a roof. And this is the second one. There's another fragment of one that we found elsewhere on the hill. So these were in use. This shows that the enclosures here were very, very similar to those at Göbekli Tepe. This one here is about 2.5 feet long, and probably would have been upwards of around 5 to 6 feet. These also are like square examples of so-called Seelenlock or soul holes, the symbolic point of entry and exit for the soul, either entering or exiting the actual enclosure which would have been associated with this item. Here's another fragment of a porthole stone. This one about 1.5 feet in length, and once again this would have formed the entry or exit point into an enclosure. You can see the flange around what they call the flange around the outside of it. These are prehistoric. This prehistoric architecture that is at least 10,000 years old, and could easily dismiss to something relatively modern day, perhaps even from a medieval church or something like that. And yet, no, it is of extreme antiquity. It's just lying around here. So maybe we can reconstruct some of these enclosures if we've got enough material. And it forms obviously part of another row, I'd say, that goes up the hill. Look, you can see double stones on each side going all the way up. So it does seem as if the idea is to have these processional ways leading to the top of the hill, and it seems as if the place that they're focusing on more than anything else is the northern point of it. There doesn't seem to be anything on the southern side. It seems to all be on the northern part, as if they're all snaking their way up to converge together at the top of the hill here. And it seems that they're deliberately not straight, these paths. They have straightness, but they do seem to curve from the base of the valley up to the top.